Hello students, this is Kanupriya, PGD Geography, and this is my second video on this chapter, which is the world population, distribution, density and growth. In my previous video, we had studied about population. What is population? What is population distribution? And the various concepts which are related to population. After that, we had studied about the factors that affect the population distribution, density, in which we had studied about geographical factors, economic factors and socio-cultural factors. So these were the topics that we had covered in the previous video. Now let's discuss the other topics of this chapter. So let's start. Today's first topic is growth of population. This is the third part of this chapter, that is growth. Change of population in particular area between 2 points of time is known as growth of population. So what is growth of population? It is basically the change of population between 2 periods of time in any area. So this is known as growth of population. What is growth rate of population? This is the change of population which is expressed in percentage. So growth rate is always expressed in percentage. Wherever there is a word called rate, it is always expressed in percentage. Then we have natural growth of population. This is the population increased by difference between births and deaths in a particular region between 2 points of time. How can we calculate natural growth? Natural growth is equal to births minus deaths. This will give you the population increase. So natural growth of population is the natural increase in population because of the difference between births and deaths. Then we have actual growth of population. Actual growth of population is calculated as births minus deaths plus in-migration minus out-migration. So by the difference of births and deaths and by the difference of in-migration and out-migration, and if you will add these two, you will get the actual growth of population. After that, we'll have positive growth of population. This happens when the birth rate is more than the death rate between 2 points of time, or when people from other countries migrate permanently to a region. So both the situations can be there for positive growth of population. If the birth rate is more than death rate and in-migration is more than out-migration, that will give the positive growth of population. And last one is negative growth of population. If the population decreases between 2 points of time, it is called as negative growth of population. It occurs when the birth rate falls below the death rate or people migrate to other countries. So negative growth of population can occur if death rate is more than birth rate, if the birth rate is less, and if out migration is more. So that situation, because of that situation, it will be having negative growth of population. So these are the various concepts which are related to growth. We have growth rate, natural growth of population, actual growth of population, positive growth of population and negative growth of population. Now comes a very important theory from exam point of view. It often comes in the board exam, which is demographic transition theory. But before going to this theory, we have to first understand what is demography. The general science of studying human population. Demography can be defined as the science which studies human population. Demography is the statistics of the population that is subjected to change in accordance with aging, birth, death, migration, etc. The demography of any place helps to gather information about the population, religion, language and ethnicity of that place. So demography is basically the statistics of the population. It will give you the statistics of the population related to aging, birth rate, death rate and migration. Moreover, it also helps us to gather information regarding religion, language, and ethnicity. Now comes demographic transition theory. What demographic transition theory wants to say or wants to describe? This theory can be used to describe and predict the future population of any area. Demographic transition refers to the transition or change from high birth rate and death rate to low birth rate and death rate as a society progresses from rural agrarian and illiterate society to urban industrial and literate society. These changes occur in stages which are collectively known as demographic cycle. So basically this theory is very important because with the help of this theory we can describe and predict the future population of any area. Now what is demographic transition? It is the change of any society from high birth rate and death rate to low birth rate and death rate. And when does this happen? If a society progresses from illiterate and agrarian, that is agricultural society, to urban industrial society and literate society. So this is what demographic transition. And these change from high birth rate and death rate to low birth rate and death rate occurs in stages which are collectively known as demographic cycle. Here is a figure which is showing the demographic transition. This means that how a society changes from rural agrarian society to urban industrial and literate society. And because of this transition, how a society changes from high birth rate and high death rate to low birth rate and low death rate. So this is demographic transition. We have 3 stages of demographic transition theory. First stage. In first stage we have high fertility, that is high birth rate, and high mortality, that is high death rate, because people reproduce more to compensate for the deaths due to epidemics and variable food supply. So in the first stage we have high birth rate and high death rate. And it is high birth rate because people reproduce more to compensate for the high death rate. The population growth in this stage is very slow. Reasons for having high birth rate and high death rate are: people are engaged in agricultural activities, life expectancy is low because of less medical facilities, people are mostly illiterate, they are not aware, low level of technology is there. So this stage is considered as the backward stage where there is high fertility and high mortality rate because of number of reasons. And it has been found that 200 years ago all the countries of the world were in this stage. Now we don't have any or we have a few countries which are in this stage, otherwise we don't have so many countries in the first stage. And but 200 years ago all the countries were in this stage where there is high birth rate and high death rate because of all these reasons which are mentioned. Now second stage. In the second stage, fertility is still high in the beginning, but it declines with time. Mortality rate in this stage also declined. There are certain reasons for that, that is improvement in sanitation and health conditions, because of which we have overcome the problem of mortality rate. That is, health facilities or medical facilities have been improved, because of which mortality rate has been declined. The gap between fertility and mortality rate leads to high population in this stage. Obviously, because of the decrease in death rate, but fertility rate remains high. And because of this difference, in this stage, the population growth is very high. In the third stage, both fertility and mortality rate declines. The population is either stable or grows slowly. Reasons: population become urbanized, literate population, high technical know-how, family size is controlled. So these are the reasons because of which both fertility and mortality rate declined in the third stage, and population growth is either stable or it grows slowly. And it is because of the fact that population becomes urbanized, literate, and technological level is also high, and family size is controlled because of the awareness that people is having in this stage. Here you can see a graph which is very important. Whenever a question comes related to demographic transition theory, you have to draw this graph along with your answer. This is very important. On x-axis time is given, and on y-axis CBR or CDR, that is crude birth rate and crude death rate, is given, in which we have 15 per thousand and 35 per thousand. And on x-axis number of countries are given which are found in different stages. At the top you can see stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. If you will see, the stage 1 is called as high fluctuating stage, stage 2 is called as expanding stage, and stage 3 is called as low fluctuating stage. If you will see in stage 1, you will see that CBR and CDR both are very high, that is 35 per thousand. Crude birth rate is also high and crude death rate is also high in stage 1, that we had already discussed in stage 1. After that, in stage 2, the birth rate is still high in the beginning, but in the later half of the second stage, birth rate declines. And death rate from the very beginning of the stage 2 has declined up to 15 per thousand. And in stage 3, that is low fluctuating stage, you can see both CBR and CDR are low and equal, that is 15 per thousand. It has reached up to 15 per thousand in stage 3, that is we have controlled both birth rate as well as death rate in the third stage. In stage 1, we have countries like Bangladesh. In stage 2, in the beginning, we have Peru, and in the last, that is then when birth rate has declined, we have Sri Lanka and Kenya. And in stage 3, we have Canada, Japan and USA. These are the developed countries and they fall in stage 3 of demographic transition. So this theory shows that human beings are extremely flexible and are able to adjust their fertility, that is birth rate. In the present day, different countries are at different stages of demographic transition. That I have already told you, that in stage 1 we have Bangladesh, in stage 2 we have Peru, Sri Lanka, Kenya, and in stage 3 we have developed countries like Canada, USA, Japan, etc. So all the countries having people who are flexible and who are able to adjust their fertility, and different countries are at different stages of demographic transition. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt, please come up with your doubts. Thank you so much.